Hi everyone, welcome back to SnowRunner on hard mode into what I believe is episode 16. We're picking up exactly where we left off after the last episode, and today we're going to aim to initially do the missing machinery task that's already selected for us on the screen. If I sound a little bit off today, I might not, but I've just had a week with the wonderful cold that's going around the UK at the moment. It's pretty brutal, and I'm mostly over it now, but it's still lingering a little bit. And I'm a little bit blocked up. In fact, I just went flying off the road there because I started coughing. You won't hear that because I'll edit that out because no one wants their eardrums blown. But I did look away from the screen while I was coughing and came back to see myself plough into a tree, which is always a great start to an episode. Did I take out my headlights? No, we're good. So I hope those of you that watched the last couple of episodes have enjoyed them. They seem to have picked up a little bit on YouTube, in the sense that I've got a few more views on the last few episodes initially, which is exciting. More people watching videos, which is always lovely. I think I asked in the last episode for any ideas for good off-road trucks for us to eventually buy, because we don't get one on Michigan, and the one that I believe you get in Alaska isn't fantastic, or it seems to be missing a bunch of the upgrades. So good ones to buy. Good ones to buy. Answers in the, or suggestions in the comments, please. So obviously last episode we completed I think it was the Steel River Supplies contract, and the next contract that we need to do to be able to progress further really is another one that involves dropping off a massive fuel container or fuel tanker. We're actually going to head to it en route to the missing machinery stuff today, partially to nick some fuel from it and partially to see exactly how much fuel is in there that we want to try and siphon off and store for ourselves. Before dropping it off. I say the immediate task to do is missing machinery. It's one that's teased us and floated around on screens for quite a few episodes as we've done other bits, and it just seems to be the default one that the game likes to put back on every now and then. And today we're actually going to complete it. Get some money, get some experience, and really hope to make some progress and get some upgrades unlocked. So we need to go left for the mission, but we're going to hang a right and go grab a little bit of fuel first. There it is. It's a big one. Let's stop the engine for now, because what I want to do... Why can't I nick fuel out of that? Am I too far away? Is it because I haven't activated a mission yet? It did just do that weird bounce that you get when you discover a trailer, so maybe I was just too far away. Yeah, there we go. There's just shy of 5,000 litres of fuel in there. We need to leave 500 in, which means there's about 4,200 that we can nick. So just before we continue, we've got the GMC over here. I just want to see how much fuel that's got knocking around. So there's not a lot in the trailer. There's a fair bit in the fuel tank of the GMC though. And we want some of that ourselves. So what we will do, 2,000 in there. We'll transfer all of that to the fuel tanker. We've only got 1,800 minus 200, 1,600's worth of capacity still for nicking fuel, which isn't a lot. Certainly it's not anywhere near the 4,000. Okay, that's good to know. Don't think there's any other fuel tankers knocking around on here. No, fine. Cool. Well, that's something to worry about another time. For now, we're off to missing machinery. Some very extravagant slide guitar there, blasting out of the petrol station forecourt. Lovely. Be prepared for the unexpected. That is, once again, the motto of SnowRunner, I believe. It's got a big trailer here. I'm not going to drag that with us for this mission, because whilst it would save us doing 2 separate journeys, it's a bit big and unwieldy for where we want to be going to collect the spare parts, drilling spare parts, to be precise. Now these don't show up on the map exactly. We'll take a look at what I mean in a second. But we are starting to get the arrows to show us exactly where to grab them from, flashing up in the real world. It's raining. Lovely. Oh, that was a bit of damage on the springs. Good. These are our metal beams that we've left over here for the Pipe Dream. I think it's the Pipe Dream mission. Task contract. Right, let's stop truck and have a look. So yeah, you can't actually see exactly where they are. Now, there is the odd one on the map that you can pick out. There's one here. Ah, and 2 there. So that's going to be our first collection. Let's just pop those on the markers. I don't really know why I did that, because we have the yellow ones to show us where they are, but hey ho. Nothing like an extra bit of flashing. Don't think about that sentence too much. Ooh, a bit slippy slidey there onto the wooden bridge. So it is around here where we've got one of the trucks that we can rescue and add to our fleet. But I don't know whether I'm feeling brave enough to try and grab it with the Fleet Star, with the highway tyres. Because that could get pretty messy if it goes wrong. I'm trying to skirt around all the big mud here. A little bit of ground fog or ground haze is making it a little bit of a challenge for me to see exactly where the track was. Or is. If I just beach myself on something, possibly. Let's have a look what the winch can do today. There we go. Oh, goodness. I'll just beach myself again. That's fine. It's only because I want to reverse out of that and head round to the right. I've come out of this a really daft angle and got myself a little bit wedged in this little crevice, if you like. What I think I'm going to do is get myself out completely and just cover it from round here. There might be a far more sensible way of doing this. I'm sure some of you are sat at home screaming at YouTube right now. I probably will be when I come to edit this. Because there are a good few times that I don't notice things while I'm playing it. But then on second look, when I'm editing, when I'm seeing it all over again, it's just like, a much better way of doing that. Don't know why I didn't do it at all the first time, but just don't always notice. There's a difference between playing and watching, I think. Alright, that's a wee bit better. Was this a path that we could have just driven down? I don't know, right. Sorry if the video went a bit weird there. I did the thing where I went into photo mode in crane mode, and it always seems to trip the game out a little bit when you come out of photo mode. It has already exited crane mode for you. So we want to pack the cargo, restore the crane, and head on up here. This seems a little bit hairy. Trying to remember my old advice from previous episodes of knocking off AWD and diff lock when you get into crane mode, because it lowers your passive fuel consumption by just a little bit, but that's enough to make a difference in hard mode. Wonderfully packed there. And I'm just going to see. I think we should be able to get out that way. Famous last words. But it looks like we've got a bit of a path ahead of us that we can trudge out in this sunset and hopefully reconnect to the main road. Yeah, there we go. A little bit scared of the angle, but we're okay. There's a strong desire to just bang it into auto right now and just power up, but no, I'll take it steadily using the low range. And I'm looking that way, because is this where we ditched our scout trailer with bricks several episodes ago? No, it's there. So we might be able to pick that up en route, because those bricks are needed for a task which is dropped off at the same place as we're going now. So I don't know whether we'll be able to drag that along with a winch. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, nice and rocky here. Hope it doesn't knacker the springs again. Both of our other crates are here and here. Cool. So we don't need to mark them on the map because we can see them easy enough. And we're just going up here. Ah, here's our scout trailer with bricks. I don't know if this is something we can drag. The bricks are loose, because the usual unpack whilst we're not using it method, so we know where things are. So we know where things are? No, that doesn't make sense. So we can grab them off with a crane if required. That does mean that they could do a bit of slip and slide right now. So far, so good. But we've ground to a halt on something. Probably got caught on a big rock. Yep. Just that one there. To be honest, they look like they might be packed. Not 100%. If they are, that's going to be a bit of a pain because we're going to have to bring a scout up to drop them off. Then again, we need a scout up here anyway for the local entertainment task, which I don't think we've picked up yet, but we're about to. But I remember from normal mode, it does involve a scout. Exciting. Driving around knocking barrels off of rocks, which is, I don't know, SnowRunner encouraging vandalism. Is it vandalism if it's a random abandoned barrel? Probably. I don't know. Thoughts in the comments, please, if you are opinionated enough about that kind of subject. Cool, so that's our bricks there. I'm now stuck on these rolls of tube. Or was it because I had my handbrake on? Could have been that. Could have been that. Once again, expert at SnowRunner, everyone. Drop those off. Excellent. Now let's go grab the other two, and whilst we're at it, let's pick up local entertainment. It looks like they slipped around a bit, so they probably weren't. No, they're empty spaces, so they've just been balanced on top. I was partly thinking whether we could come along this dirt road, but it's probably more trouble than it's worth. It's a slight shortcut, but we'll sit with the tarmac. Easy surface to drive on. Pretty little. I do like this little pond for some reason. Quite a nice one. That was, of course, an excuse to stop and mess around in photo mode. It'll be edited out. Probably won't be the thumbnail because the photo that I ended up taking didn't look great, but there we go. Got to allow for these random stops on this channel, to be honest. Probably should have had a drink at the same time that I stopped though. So I could do with one. Might even sound like I need one. Again. Wonderful cold last week. Fused almost 100 litres of our fuel. Getting here and back. That gives us more than enough to complete the mission at least. Still unsure about whether we should try and rescue the... I think it's a Chevy truck, actually. The Kodiak, maybe. What I am going to do, though, is reverse up this hill. Which is good, because I can't actually see anything right now. So, we're reversing into the abyss. But otherwise, I think turning around could be a bit hairy. Crane comes out. Crane didn't want to move because I was already holding the analog stick when it popped out. So it didn't like that. Then I have to reset it. Reset it? No, just Stop trying to move it. Let go. And go again. Pack cargo, restore crane. Functions back on, and then up the hill a little further. In the dark. Ooh, ooh. That, ooh. Could have been hairy. So... Oh god. I really can't see what's going on here. Apart from that we're shaking all over the place a bit. Am I close enough to get a crane out right now? That's a horn. I'm sure there are far more elegant ways of doing this. Continuing the theme of not being able to see. There we go. Probably fine. Is it fine? It is fine. Good. And now, you can gently roll down the hill again. If we put on the stuff that allows us to actually drive. Now once we're back on the road, I'm going to stop somewhere underneath a nice atmospheric lamppost, dive back into photo mode, and also treat myself to a drink. So when you get a little bit of a weird cut going on, you'll know why. Oh goodness, we're not stuck. We're winching on something. Winching on something, of course, being the low budget sequel to Katrina and the Waves, Walking on Sunshine. Right, there we go. If anyone wants to record a wonderful cover of that, with the lyrics of Winching on Something, then please be my guest. Right. I think the next lamppost will be a nice atmospheric photo one. We should probably turn these off. Some rocks in the road. Yeah, how about that? Right, let's see what happens now. Well, one of those might make the thumbnail. We'll find out. That was quite nice. And more importantly, I remember to drink. There we go. 280 experience, 3,200 dollar dues, and lots of barrels appearing on screen to knock off. Maybe later, mate. So we are extremely close to the level up, which will get us mud tyres or off-road tyres, whatever they are, for the Scout, which is very exciting. Only 80 experience. The question is, what do we do to fill that 80 experience? So I'm not entirely sure what I'm about to do now. I may be cutting a bunch of map stuff out. I'm not certain. So there's nothing we can do up here anyway. I reckon we start heading back. Once we get to here, we see how brave we're feeling about the Chevy Kodiak. The answer is possibly not going to be very brave at all. But you never know. If you're wondering why I came down this southern route rather than the northern one, it was also to essentially assess how much fuel we were going to have when we got to this point. But what I am going to do, yeah, I'm going to pop on down. I don't know whether we'll actually be able to rescue it. I don't want to put myself in a situation where we potentially get stuck or run out of fuel. But I think it's worth having a little bit of a look anyway. I can't remember how badly stuck or not it is, so we'll have a nose. It's also going to depend on if we've got trees to winch onto. You know, the ground's already a bit boggy here. That's not great. Well, we've got all those stumps, of course, which I forgot you can winch off. That also means there might be some hiding in amongst the shrubbery, along with the knights who say "ni." So there's our truck, and I'm approaching it from this way, so we've got trees behind us. Although I've just pulled one of them over, which is good. But how far in do we need to go to get to it? Basically over this. See, we're going into the water, which is very scary. Can we get out by ourselves? Not easily. That, I don't actually know what that is. Right, it's a tree. I've not even got to the Chevy yet, and I'm, or the Kodiak, and I'm feeling a bit stuck. The only other thing I want to know is what about this way? Wow, there's a bush there. But, oh no, that's the stump that we were winching onto a second ago. What if we can get it from behind? Again, it's very... No, right, you know what? I am very afraid of getting stuck here. So I'm going to bottle it. This may be another case where, when I look back at it in the edit, or when you're watching it, you're like, oh, why didn't you just try this method? Which may well be justified. But, I don't want to run out of fuel anywhere. Run out of fuel, sorry, get myself stuck. I don't think I can latch onto it with the crane. You never know. And even if we do, it'll probably just pull us over. See, that's not doing anything, really. So that little swimming truck is one for another day, I think. I think we'll try it. We'll try it this way. I mean, interesting. Wow, would you look at that? That's good. Sometimes the simple ways are the best. And it turns out, instead of going here, there and everywhere with the trees, that just going from it on the kind of almost prescribed path would do it for you too. Now, I don't know whether we can get this all the way back to the garage in one piece. Wow. Obviously not in one piece because it's knackered already. What I mean by that is whether we can do it without running out of fuel or getting stuck ourselves. Yeah, you can see we're struggling in the mud here. If I can get onto the dry land on the right side, I think. Again, more trees. I know I'm aiming left there, but thing is, I'm not entirely sure this truck's actually that useful to me. Because it's only got the 2 wheels at the front and 2 at the back. Has it got any fuel in it? No. And it's not one I've ever really used on normal mode. I'm not sure whether it'll make much of a good recovery truck or not. It's not got the strength. The GMC, as we've found out, can make a good fuel truck for us if we whack some better tyres on it. And eventually, one day in the far future, I think we'll get the all-wheel drive for it. I just kind of almost feel like I want to rescue this one just as a point of pride almost, or something to do. But it's hammering my fuel doing this. Got a bit of a trek to the fuel tanker. But the best thing it did for us is level us up. Right, I'm going to abandon it there because I don't want to run out of fuel. But that's the wrong gear. Don't know why I did that. So let's get this out of here and let's get it refueled without hitting a stump. Because I don't want to have to drag the GMC all the way over to here to have to fuel up this if we ran out, just trying to drag that Chevy. And now that we can get better tyres on the Scout, we're in a good place to go and rescue or find, because it doesn't need rescuing, we're in a good place to go and find the Pacific P16, which is an absolute beast of a truck. And then that will eventually be able to drag the Kodiak, or Kodak, whatever it's called. I could recover it, but that's a cost that I don't need to spend. Whereas if we get the P16, we kind of want to drag it this way anyway, or bring it over this way anyway, ready to do that fuel tanker mission. Because it's going to be the best at pulling that. And then immediately after that, I believe we'll want it for moving the massive oil rig trailer thing that you may have seen when we were dropping off our drilling spare parts. So we've got to bring the P16 here anyway. So it makes sense that while it's over here, we just use it to drag the Kodiak to the garage. And I'll probably just pay for a repair because even though we could use a service trailer, it's pretty banged up bodywork wise. I imagine the lights don't work. It looks horrendous, so it might be worth just paying for that one to get the full repair done, get the lights back in working order. Or not. Then again, there's that thing that I don't know whether I'll actually use it. So we could just drag it back to the garage and park it in there and then, you know, leave it. Repair it if we eventually decide that we need it. If not, let it sit or even sell it. Cool. Well, we've made it back to the fuel tanker. Just. And I think what we will do... Yeah, so it is the Chevy Kodiak. Which is completely knackered, as you can see. But hopefully, the most important part works when diving into a new truck, which is of course the horn. Ah! Oh, bye-bye birds. That's a cute little one. Anyway, what we're going to do next, jump into the Chevy and go and install some brand new tyres. I think after the build up to getting these, it's only fair that we grab them right now. Ooh, that's looking a bit banged up. Right, the big moment. I hope I remembered this right and it is the right level. There we go, mud tyres. 38, 35s, or 31s. Wow, it's got to be the 38s. 5,000 down the pan for this, but it's worth it. Only suitable for the current truck, that's okay. This is going to do a lot of scouting yet. And we can get a little bit of that money back by selling these highway tyres, because we're not ever going to want these again. 500. Cool. Wow. Wasn't that good? We've got almost everything else we want on this. We can put some trunk repair supplies in the back as well. I think I'm going to risk it without those. So it doesn't give us any fuel. Maybe I'll change my mind at some point. It's been a while, so we might recolor this. Let's go for black for a while. That'll be fun. And is there any lights that we can get? We've already got it. Fine. Rear bumper. Largely irrelevant. Rooftop is going to replace our racking, so we don't want that. Cool. Well, there we go. I'm going to leave it there. I think next time we might go in search of the P16. Thank you all for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.